Hello beautiful humans, it's Ros Loxton here, and we are up to month 4, week 1 of my Best Self Journal. This is a really yummy month. April or month 4, however, wherever you started, it doesn't matter. So month 4, it says, tap back into what are my grandest intentions for my Best Self Journal. Like when you first got this journal, it's really easy to put these things down and get busy and forget about them and not honor our original desire and our original intention and our original energy for showing up for ourselves, you know. Yesterday you made this decision, and I'm trying to support today you to really follow through on that decision. So going back to the front of the journal, my best self intentions. Tap back into your heart, back into your wants, and hold an acceptance for who and where you are right now. And if that feels too hard at this stage, just try to start with being willing to self-accept. Meet yourself where you're at right now. Just be who you are right now. Meet yourself with who you feel like you are and how you feel. Just meet yourself where you're at. And from this self-supportive place, ask yourself, what are my grandest intentions for my best self and for my Best Self Journal? What are my grandest intentions for taking part of an activity like this? Now I'd like you to tap back into your answer to that question each week, each time you do a journal prompt, to go back and go, what did I originally think I wanted? And to keep tying that original intention to the answers to each week's journal prompt. It's a really deep, effective way of really keeping a track on yourself, you know, and it's a way that you can do this for yourself, you know, financially. It's affordable, because really to get to those real layers of who we are, if we are on a real journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment and all the things, you know, how you want to bring that version of yourself into your family, into your relationships, into your career, all the things. It's a life's work to keep unpeeling all the layers of ourselves and how we show up in all these different situations, and they keep coming, right? All the new different situations keep showing up, and who we are and how we best want to respond to that can be sometimes difficult for us to really navigate, which is why people like myself exist, you know, as a service offering to help you discover yourself, to help you really lean into the nuances of who you're born to be. So we're in month 4, and we've addressed tapping back into what are your initial intentions, you know, for discovering your best self. And now this month it's contemplate and reflect and journal on your relationship with love. Oh, seems such a cliche word, but it is not a cliche word. It's openness, it's relationships, it's compassion, it's gratitude, it's forgiveness, it's flow, and it's acceptance. And all of those are only just words unless you really engage with the vibrational state and the action that equals those words of openness, relationships, compassion, gratitude, forgiveness, flow, acceptance. So we are each gifted in a unique way and an important way, and it is our privilege and it is our adventure to discover our own special light. Giving and receiving is a part of this month. It's like a breath in and a breath out. It needs to travel both ways. Your openness to receive. You look beautiful today. I really enjoy what you brought to the table today. I love how you do that. You're good at this. Just receiving how people observe you. Or here's a gift for you that I spotted and I just really wanted you to have it. And being able to receive that really easily, as opposed to rejecting people's gifts, whether they are words or sentiments or physical things. How capable are you at receiving those with an open, comfortable heart? And where do you have resistance and block? This is super duper important, because it's so deeply reaching into how you show up every day and what you block and what you don't allow to come into yourself, and also therefore what you don't allow to express from yourself. And we're talking about living your best life, being your best self, and that is your light fully expressed, fully glowing, and not, with shadows and constrictions and restrictions stopping your full flow and glow. So we do teach the world how to treat us. How we love ourselves is how we teach the world to love us. So it's really not the world's fault if what you're getting, what comes at you, is all about what you have taught the world, how you've taught the world to treat you. And we all can need some help with this. That's not a jab, it's not a judgment. I'm not throwing stones at people. I'm opening a door and shining a light on an area where people really need to look at themselves and to understand how they are squishing and pinching themselves off from a full experience of what love really is. Do you treat yourself like you love yourself? What does unconditional, positive regard for your unique, imperfect, soul-seeking self look like? Unconditional, positive regard for yourself, exactly where you're at. Do you easily give unconditional love? Do you easily receive unconditional love? Do you know your own love language? How emotionally safe do you feel in your relationships? So that is the intro page for month 4. And there's a little doodle page there if you just need to sketch and doodle while you're thinking. And so the prompt for month 4, week 1 is: this week, contemplate and reflect and journal on your relationship with reasoning and meaning making. How do I reason? How do I reason with that information? How reasonable am I? How do I make meaning of all the information that is coming into me? How safe and how held does your heart feel by you letting yourself be yourself? There's a caveat here. And how connected to your real emotions do you really let yourself feel? Because what we don't express, we will repress. What we don't give a voice, or what we don't let come out of ourselves and express it somehow, whether it's poetry or art or a conversation or running and moving, Tai Chi, Qigong, all the things, any way that you can express what you're holding and what sparks in your body. If we don't express it, then we can repress it, and then it becomes wound. And wound is not really a true sense of our true self. It's a shadow version. It's a distorted version of our true self. So when I said, how safe and held does your heart feel by you being yourself? And I said caveat there. The caveat is your true self is the self that isn't constricted and distorted by wounds, that have not been healed, traumas, ideas, concepts, things people have said, conditioning that you've been brought up with, things that are not allowing you in all your sensory self to really experience you as you in a really self-accepting way. And self-accepting doesn't mean you don't want to improve yourself. It doesn't mean that you don't want to up level. We do all the time. We have to, because the world keeps changing. So we need to keep changing. But there isn't a rejection and a bullying of the self in that process, you know. So journal on that reflection, and then the second part of the journal is super duper important. It's like apply it. Words are words until we can ground them and apply them and make them a part of how we show up, you know, make them a part of ourselves, embody it, and really practice and take the actions. So the second part of grounding this, you know, the insights that you discover by doing this month's prompt, how will it change my relationship with relationships when I can stay calm? Name my emotions, even if it's just to myself, and think clearly and keep my heart open all at the same time, so I'm not flying off the handle and spitting and vomiting out wounded emotions because I don't have the ability to name how I'm feeling. I don't have the ability to remain calm and open and rational and logical and self-loving. So we want you to be able to hold that really deeply empowered place for yourself and state. Doesn't mean you let people walk all over you, and it doesn't mean that you swallow what you're thinking or feeling. It means that you show up in a really, you know, a higher leadership level of yourself, that you can hold all these parts of yourself despite whether it's, you know, you're enraged or you're super offended, or if you're really sad, or if you're super excited. All of those things we want to express, but we want to get to a place where we can articulate them with wisdom and grace and honor of everybody and every you know, everybody, including yourself, in the moment, as opposed to coming out sideways, vomiting the wound, not really allowing to hold space for other people's stuff. So how will it change my relationship with relationships when I can stay calm, when I can understand and name my emotions, when I can feel all my emotions, but at the same time I can still think clearly and keep my heart open, and I can do all those things all at once. It's a very powerful thing to be able to do, and I want this for you. So that is this week's prompt. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, insights, breakthroughs, any comments at all, and I will bring you next week's prompt next week. Don't forget that there is also this version of My Best Self Journal, and this is the group work facilitators workbook. So if you want to hold space for a small group of people, big group of people, face to face, online, however you want to do it, please use this journal as your guiding monthly guidance. So it's very much a replica of My Best Self Journal, but as a facilitator, it's giving you really week-to-week guidance about how to hold space for a group. When you're taking them through this journal, you have this as well as the facilitator. So it's super cheap. It's on Amazon.com or .com.au if you're in Australia. So it's a super lovely, easy way to hold space for a women's group or a circle group or a support group. Just wanted to remind people that that's out there. I wish you extremely big encouragement for your best self, for your best life, and I'm sending you big love until next episode. Bye for now.